AI has grown in leaps and bounds over the last decade, but it has really come to the front of Web3 during this year. We have seen AI-generated art, articles, videos, and now code. Yes, AI can now write code. I've seen it write Python and even smart contracts. So the question we ask now is, do NFT projects still need developers on the team to write smart contracts? That's what we're going to explore today. Hello, I'm Taj, digitally known as Tropic Vibes, the host of Nifty Business, where we highlight NFTs and explore Web 3.0 as we move from pure speculation to creating real-world value. How far has AI come? It is unlikely that artificial intelligence will completely replace coders in NFT projects. While AI can assist with certain tasks, such as identifying patterns and optimizing code, it is unlikely to be able to completely replace the critical thinking and problem-solving abilities of human coders. Additionally, the development of NFT projects often requires a deep understanding of the underlying technology and its applications, which AI may not be able to provide. So how far has AI come? Well, everything that you just heard between the intro music and this question was not me at all. Those 30 seconds were all computer generated. OpenAI, who really became known in Web3 for developing the DALL-E 2 AI art engine, has also developed a chatbot, and it is called ChatGPT. Not the best name, but that's what it is. And what you heard during that 30 seconds after the intro music was the answer when I asked, can artificial intelligence replace coders in NFT projects? Well, that was its answer. And the voice? Using a program called Descript, I uploaded an old podcast episode and it learned how I speak. The AI then pulled out all the words that I used and generated that language engine or that sound engine, whatever you want to call it. So the AI generated text and the computer used my voice to generate 30 seconds of a podcast. So those two things put together, well, pretty much puts me on the unemployment line. Just kidding. But I truly believe that AI and all this computer generated stuff is a very helpful tool, but I don't think I'm going to be replaced, at least not yet. And before I get to NFT projects, let's just talk about all the different things that the AI is currently doing. I spoke about the AI generated art, and I've done countless episodes, Twitter spaces, and had many conversations about this. I don't think that the AI is going to replace artists anytime soon. Creativity is always going to be at a premium, and it is just a great tool. It just doesn't matter what kind of equipment I'm using to podcast, create videos, or whatever it is. At the end of the day, it is the creator, not the tools, that makes the best things. So I truly believe that the AI does not give someone who is just sitting behind a computer any advantage over an artist that is truly using their skills, tapping into their creativity, and so forth. And the same thing goes for AI-generated content. Sure, you can do blog posts, you can do YouTube videos, and so many other things using AI. Just how I created that 30 seconds of podcast, I can literally do hours worth of content using those computers to create the content, the text, and then converting it into the voice. It'll sound somewhat just like me. Certain inflections, how my voice goes up, down, gets a little bit excited. That might not be an exact duplication. However, it can get pretty much 90% there. However, right now, we're telling it what to do, and it just brings that vision to life. So in the example that I just used, I asked some questions. So I was giving it prompts, and I was having a conversation with it. And it was basically searching a database, just like how Google would, trying to pull up the best information and compiling all of this stuff and creating it, and then turning it into a conversation piece. So it sounds very natural. It honestly feels like I'm speaking to a person on the other line, like I am texting or IMing for those of us who were at least 30 years old that knows what it was like to use AOL back in the day when you're going back and forth, instant messaging your friends. That's basically what it feels like. But looking at the answer that was given, it says it is unlikely that artificial intelligence will completely replace coders in NFT projects. Well, first of all, I want to get at that point where it says will completely replace coders in NFT projects, because it is saying that there are certain things that it can do. However, the completely part is very unlikely that it's going to replace people. While AI can assist, it cannot completely replace. And when I was saying there's always going to be a premium on things like creativity, well, that is critical thinking. That is what is really essential to our survival. And that's what makes us human beings, sentient beings, if you will. We know about our own self-existence. We know about what's going on in the outside world, how to react to it, and so forth. Unlike the computer or the AI, which is basically responding to prompts, responding to outside stimulus, we have the ability to generate from within. And I know the argument could be made, what is sentient, what is alive, and so forth. And that is the huge debate with AI, which I'm not prepared to go there right now, but is very interesting nonetheless. But I will throw out there is someone that was working on the Google AI project that has since left the company that truly believes that the system that they're building has become sentient and so forth. And that was one of the things that made some headlines within the tech world earlier this year. So there's plenty of that on YouTube and so forth of that Google, or ex-Google, I should say, employee that says that the AI they're developing has become sentient. But again, I'm not prepared to go there, but I'm just going to mention it in case that's something that you're very interested in. You want to go chase that down. Feel free to do it. It's pretty awesome. But either way, I don't know who's the crazy person who's making this up, but I would probably lead on the side of it's probably not sentient, but hey, I never seen it. I'm just working on the knowledge that I know personally right now and the things that I've seen and what I have to work with to make that conclusion. But going back to all of this, there's just certain elements within an NFT project or within code for that matter when you're interacting with people that an AI can't necessarily predict. And there's so many variables, you just never know what's going to be thrown there. And yes, things are being advanced. There's going to be quantum computing in the future and all of that. So will this ever get to the point where code can be entirely done without a person? I don't know. I don't think so. But let's further this conversation with this AI and see what it thinks. And just for the fun of this, so this actually sounds more conversational rather than me just reading what the text prompts are, I'm going to use basically two voices. I'm going to use the original generated voice, which is my voice, which you heard during the first 30 seconds after the intro. Well, I'm going to use that to ask the questions, and the answers that it's going to be getting back, I'm going to use that same program to use one of those generic computer voices to answer it. So it's going to sound like very conversational. And then at the end, I'm going to hop back in and speak, give a little commentary, and close out. So I just want to let you know exactly what's going on. And if it might sound a little funny, a little choppy, that's because that's going to be the computer voices. So let's get to that. What would need to happen for human coders to be completely replaced?
It is unlikely that human coders will ever be completely replaced by artificial intelligence. As mentioned previously, AI may be able to assist with certain tasks, but it is not capable of the critical thinking and problem-solving abilities that are essential for coding. Additionally, the development of complex software often requires a deep understanding of the technology and its applications, which AI may not be able to provide.
Are you saying that to make me feel better?
No, I am not trying to make you feel better. I am simply providing information based on my training and the current state of artificial intelligence. It is not within my capabilities as a language model to have emotional responses or to try to make people feel a certain way. My goal is to provide accurate and helpful information to the best of my ability.
Okay, so it's me, I am back, and well, you heard it straight out of the mouth of the computer, or I should say the AI. NFT projects, as far as the developmental side and coding, is heavily dependent on people. And even the project itself, we know that the community and all the aspects that really brings it to life, what gives it value, what really makes it, separates it from just random pieces of art or graphics, or just code on a blockchain. You know, the difference between an NFT project, the code that's put up there, and the difference between Bitcoin is the humanity. And people are emotional beings. We're often very irrational. And as far as how complex we get, it's very hard for a machine to duplicate or really replicate and replace as far as doing all of this stuff. But one thing that I will point out is, if you notice in the AI responses, the word that it keeps using more than once is unlikely. It never says impossible or it's not going to. It says that it is unlikely. So who knows what the future will hold? All this stuff is really developing at an extremely rapid pace. Things are getting very interesting nonetheless, where the lines between Web 2 and Web 3 are blurred, but the lines between computer, AI, humanity, all those lines are getting blurred right now. We're doing creative projects. Some of it's generated by computers, some of it's generated by people, and just things are getting very interested. We're blurring lines, we're developing at a rapid pace, and I can't wait to see where this is going to go in the next 10 years. But I would love to know what your thoughts are. Please feel free to reach out to me at Tropic Vibes or using the information in the show notes. Love to hear what your thoughts are on this. Also, I'm going to leave the link to that chat bot so you can go over there, you can test it out and really see what's going on. All that's going to be in the show notes. I'd love to hear your experiences with it. But I want to thank you for taking time to listen to this as we're learning and building Web3 together. So until tomorrow, later. The Nifty Business Arrow is not investment advice. It provides insights and information within the space. As with anything, please do your own research before making a decision whether you're making an investment or a purchase.